guys, this is Cindy with Greetings and Memories. I just wanted to pop on for a couple of minutes here and give you a demonstration of how the new Stampin Up Cut and Emboss machine works. I know I had previously shared some videos from Stampin Up that showed the machine, but they didn't actually show it being used, and they didn't show how to actually put together your sandwich. So we'll do that for a minute. First, I wanted to show you that the machine does fold up. So in order to use it, we're gonna fold those platforms down. Move these out of the way a minute so I can do that. So you're gonna fold both sides down until they click. This does have rubber feet on the bottom to help keep it from sliding around on my desk. And the handle here works in either direction. So whether you're right-handed or left-handed, I tend to set it up so it's right in front of me, so it doesn't matter. But you can do it this way, or you can do it this way, whatever is comfortable for you. Like I said, I tend to just put it like this. And first, I wanted to show you that these platforms all come with the machine. And what's super cool about them is that they are all numbered and labeled to tell you exactly what you need for the process that you're doing. So we'll start out with some die cutting, and excuse me a second here, my dog wants in my craft room. So open the door so she'll stop scratching on it. Come on, Tinkerbell. Real life happens. Okay, anyway. So we have the number 1 base platform. We have a number 2, 2 number 3s, and then the number 4. So it tells me right on here, and I probably told you guys before that I never used any type of die cutting machine before I bought this one, and I took it out of the box, looked at what was printed on here, and used it no problem first try. So anyways, this is telling me that if I want to die cut something, I need to start with my number 1 base. So move this over to the side a little bit. So there's that. And then it says that I do need piece number 2. And then I need to put down one of the number 3 pieces. And something that I picked up from watching some online things is I wanted to tell you guys that these pieces will kind of start to warp and bend a little bit after you've used them a bit. So just go ahead and flip them over and use them the other way around. So instead of having that number 3 in that corner, flip it over and use it this way. And if you just do that every once in a while, that'll help keep them from getting warped so much. And it doesn't matter which side you use. So, okay, so I have my number 1, my number 2, one number 3, and now I will put in my paper and dies, and I am going to make some more of these little bats here. And one thing I do not have yet, because it wasn't available as a pre-order, but I will be getting it, is the magnetic plate. So in order to keep that in place, I'm using a little piece of washi tape, but I do plan on getting myself the magnetic plate so I don't have to mess around with the tape in the future. And see about getting this guy in place here. Put a little piece of tape on there. Okay. And then I'm going to put a number 3 on the top again. And like I said, I'm flipping them over and using them upside down just because they were starting to buckle a little bit the other way. So that's my sandwich for die cutting. Number 1, number 2, number 3, my dies, and another number 3. And then I just slide it in here, run it through, and it doesn't take very much effort. That makes me happy because I have some issues with joint stability. My shoulders are always acting up. So that was nice that I didn't have to put a lot of effort into doing that. It didn't cause me any pain. So there's a die cut spider. And here are some little sparkly bats. And these dies are from the, let's see, it's called the Magic in This Night Suite. And the dies themselves are called Halloween Magic dies. And there's some of the larger bats and some labels and borders and stuff in there too. So that's what I was using for that. And clear this stuff out of the way. Now for embossing, there's a couple of different ways to do this. It depends on which type of embossing folders you are using, but go right back to that base plate and it tells you again how to stack them up. Now, I only have a few embossing folders and they all happen to be the 3D ones. So I won't be able to demo the standard embossing folder for you right now. But I did want to show you on that page in the catalog. Pages 184 and 185 show you most of the dies that are available. And yeah, they do tell you whether they're 3D, which most of them are now, or the standard dies. And then the lighter colored ones are the larger ones that fit in our larger machine. The darker color come two to a package, and those are a little bit narrower. They're not going to cover a complete card front, but they'll make some nice layers or tags or whatnot for you. And those are designed to go into our smaller machine, which unfortunately is not available yet. That's one of the products that was affected by COVID-19 supply chain disruptions, so we haven't got that one out for you yet. You can certainly use those mini dies in the larger machine, and no, you can't use the big embossing folders in the mini machine. But anyway, just wanted to let you know how you know the difference between your 3D and your standard dies. So if you were using the standard dies, you would stack that up with your base number 1. You would go ahead and put one of your number 3 plates on there. You would put your embossing folder in the center, and then you would put another number 3 plate on there. And that's how you would do the standard ones. Now, I'm also told that Stampin' Up! Did offer some embossing folders for a while that I believe the term was dynamic embossing folders. So they're a little thicker than the standard embossing folders, but not as thick as the 3D embossing folders. So what you would do for those is you would swap out one of the number 3s for the number 2. So you would have your number 1 plate, your number 2 plate. You would put that those retired dynamic folder in, and then put the number 3 on top and run that through your machine. Also, I wanted to mention that if you do happen to have the Big Shot machine that Stampin' Up! Previously sold, all of these plates will work in that machine. So if you need any replacement plates, you can go ahead and order the Stampin' Up! Plates and they'll work in that machine that you might already have. Okay, anyway, let's go back to embossing. I do have the 3D embossing folders. How I'm going to do those is I do this plate number 1. And then I take my embossing folder, which again is from the Magic in This Night Suite. This is the Cobwebs 3D embossing folder. I know, I should have pulled it out of the package before I started, so you wouldn't have to wait for me to do that. Okay. Oh, and something else. Now, this one, it's not that critical. But if you have a design that you need to make sure you're keeping it straight, there is a straight line on this embossing folder so that you can line your cardstock up with that line and make sure that you're keeping your embossed image straight. Okay, so I have base number 1, my 3D embossing folder. I want to put it so that I feed the hinge into the machine first, and then I'm going to put the number 4 piece on top of that, just like it tells me in the instructions. And go ahead and crank that through the machine. And there is our nice cobweb embossed cardstock. So I hope that answered your questions. If not, shoot me a message. Again, I wanted to let you know that the number 1, number 2, 2 pieces of number 3, and the number 4 plates, those all come with the machine. You no need to purchase those separately unless you're replacing old worn pieces. So I wanted to show that in the catalog here. The base plate, that comes with your machine. The cutting plates come with your machine. Again, if you need replacements for an old Big Shot machine, these plates work in there. A couple of specialty plates that I mentioned, if you don't want to have to tape your dies down, we do offer the magnetic cutting plate, and you would use that in place of one of your number 3 plates. And let's see, what other specialty plates did we have here? Okay, the one that they actually call the specialty plate is actually the number 4 plate that you get with your machine. So no need to order that separately. And then I haven't tried these yet. I'm not sure exactly how they work, but we do offer the impression mats, which are something that you can use to use your die cutting pieces to emboss instead of cut. So that would be another specialty piece that you could get if you wanted to. But again, all the pieces that you need to get started come with the machine. No need for an additional purchase. And thanks for tuning in. Shoot me a message. I'm Cindy at facebook.com/greetingsandmemories, or at Greetings and Memories on Instagram, or my Stampin' Up business page is cindylyon.stampinup.net. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. Thanks.